What's up, guys? Welcome to Sessions. Today I'm going to show you how I made the music to this.
Housewares.
Your soul!
Come get some.
Okay, so I'm a massive Evil Dead fan. I love all three of those films. I wanted to score this thing because I always felt that scene was begging for some music, some video game final boss showdown music. And not to say that Sam Raimi didn't do an amazing job by not having music there, because that is also a very Sam Raimi type of thing, to not have music there. I thought it would be cool. Let's put some heavy metal video game type soundtrack thing on it. Alright, so here's our session. I'm using Studio One by Presonus, and the great thing about Studio One is that it incorporates video really well. So here is my video, and it's all like lined up and synced up and ready to go. Okay, so the first thing I did was literally just, I watched this clip here and I just started like singing over it, right? To establish a tempo, to establish a feel. And again, I said I wanted to have like this video game final boss showdown type thing. So this is literally what I did. Boom, 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 bow, 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 bow. So that was my kick drum. And that really set the mood for the type of music I wanted to do over this. So like a heavy metal thing, and the drums just sort of like building up the intro. And once I decided on a tempo is about 183, the next step was just, let's start writing the drums. Okay, so no music in mind at this point, just let me do the drums, let me line them up perfectly with the video. So at this point, my video is my primary point of reference, okay? So let's check out the drums here. I'm using Easy Drummer, and this is my kit, right? It's the metal kit, and these are like my custom settings. So I've gone in and I've switched up all the drums to my liking. This is my mixer here. And I just started writing drums, right? So here we go. Let's check it out. So those gunshots were also a point of reference for me. I really wanted the drums to double his blasts, right? So if we mute the actual video and listen to the drums, really cool, right? It almost sounds like the snare is coming out of his gun. Right, so that's my drum track, and I went ahead and I continued writing the drums. And at this point, I'm starting to imagine that I'm gonna have a guitar solo in this part and an outro in this part. So those are my drums. If you guys, you wanna check out what I have here, I have some SSL compression, I have a multi-band compressor, and some just cleaning up of the low end there. Okay, so this is what my drums sound like with the effects, and this is without. It just really beefs up that heavy metal sound, right? And on the master channel, I have again some cleaning up of the low end and a limiter. It's pretty simple stuff. Okay, so my next step in the process was I have my drums. Now I'm gonna have those be my primary reference point, and my video will become my secondary reference point. I started improvising until I came up with a cool idea, and what I came up with was a diminished would be my feel for this whole thing, right? Because diminished is evil, and we need evil for Evil Dead. For the guitar, I'm using Archetype Pliny by Neural DSP, my favorite guitar plugin, bar none. So let's see what we got. I'm gonna solo the guitar and the drums, and this is, as you can see, it's done in sections here, because as I was watching, I was writing. This wasn't planned out. So these were done in multiple takes and multiple ideas, and this is what I ended up with. So let's check it out. Again, we're using the drums as our reference, so bam. Really cool. And this is the part where I knew I was gonna do a guitar solo, so I was like, okay, let's come up with a really cool, thrashy rhythm track. Again, more diminished. Now just a heavy metal, thrashy chug. And that's our rhythm track. For our lead track, we're just doing more diminished stuff, doubling the first, and again, multiple tries, multiple takes, until I got something I was happy with. So let's check that out. So just that doubled diminished timing against that halftime diminished rhythm track works really well, in my opinion. Diminished makes everything sound evil. This is a part where I want to show you. That little bend up is actually not a picked bend. It's a harmonic on the G string that I bend from behind the nut, like on the string tree area. That sounds really cool. Lower fifth. And this is the section where the solo kicks in. Now for the solo, I really wanted like a dramatic, wide vibrato bend, sort of an in-your-face intro to the solo. And there it is. So that is like it's like a whole tone thing. It's the first time I'm not using diminished in this song, so I thought whole tone works well also in like a demented sort of way for this type of music. Back to diminished. There's our guitar solo. Sounds pretty cool. And we have that glorious ending. We also have this like trilly classical music flute type thing. And that's that. So once I was happy with my guitar tracks, I moved on to bass guitar. And this is my favorite bass guitar plugin of all time. This is Modo Bass. And we're using the Studio Bass, I believe it's called. The Studio Bass with picked a play style, 5 strings, heavy gauge broken in, and just a bunch of other. I got some distortion going on here, kind of driven. Let's hear what that sounds like. That's what I wanted the 5-string for. That loop. Boom. And there's our bass. Okay, so it was starting to really come together at this point. I could have left it at that actually, but it needed a bit more, some strings, some orchestral sounds. So the first thing I did was I actually played them on this little MIDI keyboard here, this tiny cool controller that I always use. And I played along to the video. And this was the first track I added. It's called Psycho, because it's that psycho chord. So, in context. Right, just really outlining those kick drums. All right, so the next track is just some orchestral cymbals here. Nothing crazy. Okay. And for this intro section, I wanted to add like a mellotron, like an evil sounding, demented, out of tune type pad or string. And the mellotron is awesome for that. So check this out. This is the Easy Keys Mellow Tune instead of mellotron, and I chose the 8 voices preset, and this is what that sounds like. Again, I just played along on my little controller there. I really wanted something in that silence there where the camera's on that demon sort of ditching the gunshots. I didn't want to have more gunshots. I wanted a cool dramatic break. So Tron chord in that silence. And for the solo section, again the Tron. That's our Tron. And now we get to the point where I start adding like some Hollywood type impacts and things like that in the appropriate places. So the first thing is this impact, and that happens on the close-up on Ash's face. You hear that? It's just, we can hear it with the dialogue. She's saying, "I'm gonna swallow your soul," and there's a close-up on him, and he's saying, "Come get some." So I thought it'd be cool to just add a little, like a punctuation on that shot.
I'll swallow your soul.
Come get some.
That's it. So this is without it.
I'll swallow your soul.
Come get some.
It works really well, but this is, I don't know, I just thought it made it look kind of cool.
Soul.
Come get some.
It's very subtle, but I like things like that. And the next part was this riser here. So let's check out the clip without. This is the actual clip from the film.
I'll follow you.
Right, so nothing's happening sonically really while she's flying. There's sort of that gunshot that sort of trails and there's like an echo on it, but I wanted something more dramatic, so I added this, and whoops. So this is Simphobia, one of my favorite plugins, and it has these awesome like psycho like type risers, clusters of strings just rising and falling and things like that.
I'll follow your soul.
Cool, huh? Again, very cliche, but pretty effective, I think. And here's another riser. I think this is also, no, this is Orchestral Essentials. So let's see what's going on here.
Follow your soul.
Again, just sort of to add a bit more tension before that line of dialogue. So this riser with that one, check it out. This is what it sounds like.
Follow your soul.
Come get some.
Works really well, in my opinion. And finally, for the glorious ending, we have some guitar chords, we have that trill that we talked about, and we have more cymbals, orchestral cymbals, and some trumpets, and some tremolo strings going on. And that is it. That is the session. This was really fun for me to do. I might do some more in the future. Big fan of the Evil Dead. I'm glad I did this, and I had a ton of fun doing it. And I hope you guys enjoy the video, and we'll see you next time.
Okay then. That's it.